G'day viewers, it's Phil Lee from Sunrise Cars and Edward Lee's. Absolutely tickled pink. We've just had the new batch of zero emission electric Leafs arrive from Japan. So we've had 3 turn up a couple of days ago. This one's just come back from the detailers and it's bloody immaculate. I really like this colour. And it's interesting because I've just driven 2 near identical Leafs back to back. One is the burgundy one I've just driven that's done 6,000 Ks only, and I've just driven this one that's done 62,000 kilometres. And to me that's an interesting test when you get to drive 2 cars the same back to back, one with a lot more mileage than another one, because it just gives you a little insight into the build quality and how a car is screwed together. And I couldn't tell the difference between this 62,000 kilometre car and the 6,000 kilometre one. And I think it's something to do with the fact that these little Leafs don't have too many moving parts in them. So there's no pistons moving up and down, there's no gearbox. All the things that wear out and get a bit loose and rattly, those parts don't really exist on these little Leafs. This is beautiful to drive. Comes with not just 1 but 2 spare keys and remotes. One of those buttons opens your charge port on the front, and it's spec'd out beautifully. It's got all the same gear, traction control, it's got seat warmers, it's got a steering wheel warmer. You press that button there and the steering wheel gets nice and warm. Kind of a cool feature. This is a 24 kilowatt hour Leaf, and we get all sorts of people asking questions about the range of these vehicles. It depends very much how you drive them. So I've been experimenting with these. On the one hand, driving it like a maniac, because I've got a bit of a lead foot naturally. It's the way I drive. Very naughty. Not very fuel efficient or battery efficient. But I've just driven the burgundy one like grandpa for the last couple of days, and what happens is when you do a recharge after driving like grandpa, it comes up as you've got a lot more range when you've got a full top up on your battery, because the computer on board the car does its calculations based on the history of how the car's been driven, how many people were in it, how hard it was driven, whether the accessories and the air conditioning and the heater were on, and it uses all that data to calculate how far you'll get on your next charge. So when I drove it like grandpa, I added about 30 or 40 kilometres to my range, which was quite interesting. Another interesting fact is these are a large hatchback. So this has got a massive boot. These are all the original Leaf floor mats in here. But it's got a huge boot, and if you put a little, say for example a Corolla next to this Leaf, the Corolla looks small, and it is small. This is longer, it's fatter, it's taller. So I'd say it's about 20% bigger than a Corolla, which means if you look at those long doors, it's almost a small SUV size. So it's quite spacious inside. There's a lot of headroom, there's a lot of leg room, particularly if you're a taller person in the back. It's a very generous back seat in these Nissan Leafs. So whilst I would still call it a small car, I would actually call it a big small car. So this is a 1314, 60,000 Ks, 62,000 K, and it's available at Sunrise Cars. Go to our website for the price, www.sunrisecars.com.au. You'll see the price there. And yes, the conversation I have with people is often about range, but I ask people a very important question. How far do you drive on a daily basis? Do you drive on your typical day? Do you drive to work? Are you like myself, where I don't go within 10 or 20 kilometres of my house usually? That's my style of driving. If you are like that, then the range actually never ever comes into the equation, because You can drive this 2, 3, 4, even 5 times on a single charge. You don't need to charge it up every day. You don't need 500 kilometers range. Who drives 500 kilometers in a day? If you're a person that's going to be regularly driving 500 kilometers, do not buy a Leaf. But if you're like me and you're usually operating within 20 or even 30 or 40 kilometer radius of home and work, this does the job admirably. And you just get home at night and you'll never do 100 Ks, but it'll do well over 100 Ks. It'll do 120 or 150 depending on your driving style. And if you need to, you just plug it in at night and the next day away you go again. So for most people that own these Leafs, the range is never an issue because they don't go long distance driving. If you're one of those people, this car is brilliant. You never have to pay for another fuel bill. It's silent, it's zippy, it's luxurious, and it's incredible the build quality on this car. It's a very high standard. That ticks your boxes. Come and visit. My name's Phil. Thanks for watching this video. See ya. Ciao.